and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to KocoSports. It's where the world comes to kick ass, your home for combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. I am the huge one, aka the idiot Dave Koco from DAVEKOCO.com. And welcome to Koco's Corner. This comes from Bishop07, a longtime subscriber. Thank God he refound us. He says, thoughts on Ronda Rousey's tweet about fickle fans and responding to Monday night's We Want Wyatt chant. I'm going to go look at Ronda Rousey's tweet. This is what she said. I've seen you same fans, quotation mark, chanting hashtag We Want Wyatt last night, chanting We Want beach balls over at Bray Wyatt performing. If the WWE treated him like he was expendable, it was because you ungrateful idiots did it first. And this is one of those, I don't know, today's younger generation, they really love for every side, one side to be right and one side to be wrong. But the older guys that I hang out with, Wrestling Ranton has said something along these lines. Boom Boom said something along these lines. Randy Harris said something along these lines. Like, older people that I hang out with, especially in media, say this. Sometimes both sides can be right. I know, like, it's not as entertaining. Like, you're fucking wrong. You're wrong. This is right. It's a very young man thing to say who is right and who is wrong. I agree and disagree with her. Okay, so let's break this down. I've seen you, the same fans, quote mark fans. Anytime you blame the fans, you did something wrong. I believe that. It sucks. Even I'm a Twitch streamer. And I know there's people there that are like, oh, I'm just here to ruin his stream. And sometimes it gets under your, it riles you up a little bit. But at the same time, you're like, well, I have to do something different. I have to improve. I have to do this. You could get into what McMahon does, what Ronda Rousey does, what everyone does. Who's the guy that did He-Man? God damn it, he used to be awesome. Kevin Smith. You could be like, it's the fans' fault. It's the fans' fault. It's the fans' fault. It's your fault. Or you could be like, what are we doing wrong? I've seen you same fans chanting, We Want Riot last night. We want beach balls over Bray Wyatt performing. Or was that because of who he was wrestling? Or is that because of how he was booking? I find it weird that we don't do creative. Like, I love Ronda Rousey. I love her. Rowdy Ronda Rousey. I loved her when she did judo. I used to be really big into judo. I loved her in mixed martial arts. I love the fact that she's a pioneer. I rooted for her in pro wrestling. Obviously, it was a train wreck. She didn't like the fans. But, Ronda, the reason why you're not fucking over in the WWE is because creative. But it's way easier to blame the fans. The reason why Bray Wyatt was shit, we want beach balls, is because he's booked fucking poorly. Why the fuck would we want to say? Wasn't that the Randy Orton match? Jesus Christ. And not only that, but like, if the fans are chanting, we want Wyatt or CM Punk, we all look at, even in this picture, she's pointing to the fans. We need to start pointing at creative, and we need to start pointing at myself. And as me, as a content creator, I know there's people that hate me. There's nothing you can do about it. You just got to hope there's a big enough audience that likes you. But also, when someone fucking hates you or is like, hey, I want to fucking ruin this, you got to be like, okay, what can I do to change it? What can I do to do this? It's the same thing with the what chants. Like, you just don't give them a second breathe to do it. You cut them off. So instead of blaming the fans, and I love Ronda Rousey, I love Kevin Smith. WWE, I don't enjoy the product, but, there's times where it was the only show in town. But eventually you have to do it. And as a writer, as a Twitch streamer, a very unsuccessful one, I realize that. But the problem is Ronda Rousey finds herself around a bunch of yes people. Vince McMahon, that's why you got to be careful. You got to be careful about being around a lot of yes people. She is right and she is wrong. But with that said, it's just, how does creative and Vince McMahon skate out of this? And I don't hear, shows get hijacked in New Japan. Granted, it's a different culture. I don't hear many shows getting hijacked in AEW. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Let me see. Even Impact, outside of Russo, when's the last time you seen a show get hijacked? But when you have a monopoly, it's eventually going to get hijacked. And here's the thing. The fans wanted to love you, Ronda Rousey. They did. But, let's just push someone to the moon. Oh, you gotta have a Paul Heyman. You gotta hide your weaknesses. And I feel bad for you. You could have been one of the greatest wrestlers ever if you didn't go to WWE. But it was your dream to go to WWE. And that's the thing. They, as a person that worked in pro wrestling, as a booker and promoter, like when the fans turn on it, I say, what did I do wrong? You always have to ask, what did you do wrong? And if it's always the fans' fault, if someone, and, not every product is for everyone. Like if someone comes up to me and be like, I can't read Operation Freak Show, that's too dark. I'm like, I completely understand. It's not made for everyone. And I think you run into this problem when you get boring-ass products like WWE that's trying to be for everyone. Or someone that had huge, great success when it was in her, when she could control everything. But in WWE, you got to be more of a team, So I love Ronda Rousey. I think anytime you blame the fans, you do something wrong. And when are we going to fucking take blame? If the fans don't show up. Like, here's the thing. Everyone's like, it's the fucking fans' fault. It's the fans' fault. Oh, why are ratings down? It's insane. I love Ronda Rousey. I see her point. Sometimes fans can be real fucking pricks. Sometimes people just want to ruin the show. Sometimes people want to be bigger than the show. I completely understand. But you have to fix that. Not you personally. You're retired, living happily ever after, judo, MMA, pro wrestling superstar, actress. You don't have to fix shit. Your life is pretty awesome. But WWE and all these people have to fix shit. There are some wrestlers that if you chant what at them, what, they do a great job. Some wrestlers, if you start a CM Punk chant, they do a great job. Some wrestlers, we want Wyatt. We'll change it and change it up. Here's the thing. You have to change. Blaming the fans isn't going to help. Now, she's in a position where she doesn't have to fucking worry about this. She's a goddamn legend, and no one can take that away from her, even the fans in quotation marks. But if you are a writer, Twitch streamer, YouTuber, and maybe your audience isn't for everyone, someone in creative, WWE, fighter, performer, anything where you get income from someone else, it's never the fans' fault, ever. Now, if the fans maybe use violence and cross the ring and go crazy, yeah, okay, maybe if they commit crimes. But hijacking a show, like, if I had a show that was hijacked, either two things. A simple, I'm sorry, the product's not for you, or what are we going to do different? How are we going to change this? The problem is you're not in that situation, so you're secure. Congratulations on getting yours. Second is WWE has to figure that out. Some wrestlers can do it. Some wrestlers can't, and that's what you got to figure out. So even as a small creator, as a big-time superstar like Ronda Rousey, or a giant evil corporation such as the WWE, sometimes you have to be like, how can I do to make this better? What do I have to do to change? So, I understand Ronda Rousey's point. I just disagree with it. And it's going to be difficult because I'm a weird fucking dude and not everyone's going to like me. So because the first thing someone's going to write in the comments, they didn't make it this far. They're like, well, fuck you. I fucking hate you. It's like, yeah, okay. Find an audience for you. But I don't know. Sometimes it's just easier to blame the fans. We always joke, we have Rap the Red say, it's your fault. I don't even know what command that is. Let's see. Is it blame? There you go. I don't even know how to use my own thing. Yeah, there it is. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's all your fault. If this gets a dislike, it's your fault. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Bishop, thank you for being here through the thick and thin, our ups and downs. I feel absolutely horrible, but wanted to at least get something out. All right, like, comment, subscribe. Check us out, KocoSports, on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Search us. We stream every day when I'm not dying. I actually missed the last 2 days, but we always stream every day on Twitch. And yeah, love you guys with all my heart. I'm very close to retiring, doing this full time, so I'm getting back into the swing of things. And hopefully I can find my audience without blaming you guys. That's my goal. Hopefully that's WWE's goal. All right, like, comment, subscribe, and with that, I am over. Hey, ba-dum, bum, bum.